Hello! Welcome to a new video. Today is another Patreon Readathon. We are on the 14th of October and I'm gonna start it sprints in about 15 minutes, which is why you can hear my very noisy computer starting up. And we are very excited. The theme is like horror, like scary, Halloweeny, etc, because we are in October. So I'm gonna read some scary books. I have some funny plans which I'm gonna tell you out throughout the day, because that would be boring if I told you all now. And yeah, I'm gonna try to read at least 5 full-length books, but that's my goal. But it depends a lot on stuff that happens. If I could do 8, that would be fun. But also, I have my Readathon live show later today, so I'm gonna end the sprints before that, and also need to make dinner at a point. But overall, I'm just gonna try my best and read a lot, which I haven't done all week. I'm very behind, so yeah, can you focus on me and not the door behind me? Thank you. But my first read is, because I'm gonna start this in about 15 minutes, oh, I just threw my phone, is The Ocean at the End of the Lane. So I wasn't planning to read this for the read at all. I was supposed to have finished this on Tuesday, but I shall read this now for the readathon. I feel like it fits. It looks like a bit like airy kind of book, you know, like a bit like mysterious. I started it. I think I read 18 pages of it, and it seems to follow this boy that comes back to like a house he used to grow up in, and he doesn't like remember all the stuff there. It's like illustrated. It's very like, I think it fits very well for the vibes of the readathon. I was trying to find one illustration, but it was really difficult. Like this. That was actually just a picture of a sad boy, but I guess that fits as well. So I feel like it fits really well for the vibes of Readathon. I usually don't read from my like normal TBR for Readathons, usually, but I'm doing it now because I'm so behind on my reading, and like I feel like this fits anyway. And then I'm gonna like read some other books, because the other books on my TBR don't really fit for the Readathon that well. They fit for BOOKCLUB, which I'm obviously still doing. I'll like edit my roles and I'm gonna read those books, so they fit for those prompts. But like I feel for this readathon I want to read more like specifically horror books or something. I don't even know what I'm saying. But so I'm gonna start with this, and then I will let you know how it goes. Gonna set up the stream now. 12 minutes before starting, so you should see me very soon. Hello. If you're wondering about the quality change, is that my camera fell on the floor and it's not working. It's not really a great situation because obviously I use it all the time, and I'm vlogging, especially in the middle of a readathon. So I'm gonna just try to vlog the rest on my phone. I'm using the front camera now, but obviously it's dirty like all front cameras are. It's not that great. But I also need to see myself when I talk to you. But maybe I can try to turn it later. But I did finish my first book for the readathon, which obviously was The Ocean at the End of the Lane. And I really enjoyed it. It followed this boy. Does he have a name? Honestly, don't know. And he suddenly remembers that he used to live in the street, and you know this girl, and he went back to visit her, or like her family. And he remembers all the events that happened when he was like 7 years old. And it's like, oh my god, I experienced all these supernatural things. He had like even Annie, and like there was a fight to death almost, and then he just lives through these memories again, and it's like a fun little adventure, kind of like a scary event obviously to experience as a 7-year-old, and like it's not like fun for him, but he was just like, oh, I went through all this stuff, and it was really interesting. I don't know why I put it down like that. I liked the development. I liked the way it's written. Neil Gaiman writes really nice. I like the story. The illustrations were really like airy and really well for the story. It's a perfect start for this readathon. And now I finished my first book, and I'm now going to tell you what I'm going to read next, because my plan is, if I can show you on my great camera, to read the whole, oh god, this is the one that murdered my camera as well, the whole Happiness manga series by Shusho Ishimi, which is a series with vampires. It actually starts when they like teenagers and go to school, and then one of them turns into a vampire, and then like turn other people into vampires. It's really like dark and weird, and it's a weird sex scene in it. There's a weird time skip in it, and I did start reading it. I think it was in 2017, and I never got to finish it. I had the 2 last volumes left. I went out and bought them the other day, which you have seen probably in another vlog earlier. And now I'm gonna read 2 volumes between every book, so that if I read 5 books, which I'm just talking into reality, I will have actually finished the manga series. And I thought it was perfect for the readathon because it is, you know, vampires. It's dark, it's weird. It reminds me of that weird vampire movie that everyone loves that is Swedish. And I'm excited to actually finish it. Sorry for this light. You will probably get the rest of this vlog on my phone. So I'm sorry for like a bit shitty quality, etc. The phone cameras are, you know, they're fine. And I will fix the problem with my camera another day. But I'm sad about it. But I can't really do anything about it right now. But yeah, gonna read this volume 1 and volume 2 now. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to you when I'm done with that. And then you will see where my next read is. Or will you? Because that's kind of on my phone. So now we have that problem as well. Oh, when I get closer, it's even more terrible. So, see you later. Okay. Hello. I finished Happiness Volume 1 and 2. I was trying to hold them up. Can I do it? Yay! They were really good. Obviously, it's like the start of a teenager becoming a vampire, and then like he needs to figure out his abilities, and then there's different like classmates and a bit of bullying, and it's really really fun. And I just the art, it's so eerie and weird, and it's like I was gonna say very like sexual, like compared to like some mangas where there's like no like sexual stuff in it at all, and it's really good. I remember I really enjoyed it at this point, and then I don't remember, there was one point I started to like it less, so I'm curious to see if I will still feel the same now. But yeah, really, really enjoyed at least the first 2 volumes a lot. So now I'm going to start my next book, and I did pick it out in like my wheel, but I didn't film it because I don't have a camera. So I'm going to spin the wheel for you now. Spin, 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 spin. I don't know how long it was, so I'm just going to sit here and wait. It probably wasn't that long. I hope you've seen it by now, because I don't bother waiting anymore. But it was, as you can see, The Lewis Man by Peter May. This one is the sequel to, I think, The Black House. I don't actually know what it is in English, which I read many years ago, and I have the sequel. It's like a crime novel set on like the islands, like outside the UK. I don't remember what they are called. But then we follow like a professor, and he went back to like his hometown. Not a professor, a detective. He went back to his hometown and had to investigate like that's happening there. And I realized I connected to his childhood, etc. And I enjoyed it when I read it, even though I'm not personally a big fan of this kind of genre, this kind of crime novels. I like mystery and I like murder. I like Poirot and stuff, but I don't like these kinds of books that much. But I did enjoy Black House because I thought the setting was pretty good and a bit different. But yeah, I just don't love Nordic Noir, but this is not Nordic Noir since it's not in the north, in the Scandinavia. Yeah. So I'm gonna read this now because it was picked out in a wheel, and that's why I put it in. I mean, it fits for the theme of the readathon. Put in loads of things in a wheel. Did I even explain the wheel? Did I just spin it? Basically just put in everything like scary, horror, paranormal that I could find on my TBR on my shelves. So I would just read from that to be able to like read things from my TBR, and honestly don't know if everything in the wheel fits, or if like there's probably lots of books I also have and didn't take in there because I'm unsure if they fit. So it was a hard wheel to make, but I put in as much as possible and this was picked. So now I'm gonna read that. Not excited, but it's like 300 pages. I feel like we'll read it fast, and then I can read more happiness. Now I'm motivated because I know, and I can't remember what happens next. But reading it again was so good. So I need to read this so I can read more happiness. See you soon when I done that. Very exciting stuff happening here. I'm having some lunch and I thought, why not vlog? Because I need to film this whole thing on my phone anyway. Look, I have fried rice from yesterday. That did not look good because it has been in the fridge. I'm gonna heat it up. I just need to take on the thing because I thought it would be nice to see me out of that chair for like one clip. Oh, I need to actually take in. This was a lot of like stuff I needed to do to just heat up this rice. Either way, I was gonna say, how are you doing? As if you can answer me. That was noisy. I would just want to show you the cats. That's all I wanted to do. Look at the cats. Hello. Oh, you're such a good boy. Just like a little. And here's a number 2. My girl. Oh, she didn't like it. And that's what I got. I'm gonna eat a bit and need energy so I can keep reading. I started Lewis Man. It was interesting so far actually. We found like a body like 50 years ago. Then we have like other things happening like in a personal life that affects like that in a way a bit. So far interested to see like what's the thing. So I want to, look at the cat. I want to know. I read like 50 pages. So, gonna keep going with that. Just gonna need food. Yay! Okay, so I finished Blues Man, and I actually quite liked it. Like, I like to see the mystery fold. I really care like about these characters. I don't know why. There's one book left in trilogy. I don't own that, so I need to get it at some point. But it was just the way it unfolded, the way they acted. Actually, I liked it. Like the mystery wasn't like the best ever, but it was kind of more like homey in the past thing than like a murder happening now in a way, I guess. The last one was like that too. I mean, there was a murder happening now, but it was a lot to do with the past. And in this one, it was a lot to do with the past. And I thought it was very interesting. Like, just the characters and like the setting, I enjoyed it. It was like, if I was going to recommend one crime series, it is this one usually. So I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. Like, I liked it. I didn't love it, best book ever, but it was still enjoyable. Now I will read 2 more volumes of Happiness, 3 and 4. And then I will put my next book probably like in sprints, and I will show you afterwards. But yeah, can't believe I finished another book. Very happy, very glad. I need to vlog on my phone already. I feel like every time I turn the camera on, my hair looks more and more crazy. But I did read volume 3 and volume 4 of Happiness. Totally forgot all the crazy things that happens. This event in this happened that I actually remembered. And then the end, I remember when it happened. I was like, what happens after that? I don't remember. It's so weird when you reread or rewatch something, like you can't remember before it happens and then it's happening. You're like, ah, love it, love it. But yeah, very fun overall, very excited that I'm rereading. Then I spun the wheel again, which I will add obviously while I'm talking. Don't know how long the wheel is, but spoilers for how long that is spinning. I got a really loud notification. It was Vampirates, which is the 3rd book, is one I need to read next. This is a older YA series that I would really love when I was younger, and then I never continued because they weren't translated the rest of them into English. And then I reread 1 and 2 in 2021 apparently. Didn't get to continue, but obviously it has vampires in it because they are vampires and pirates. There's 2 different ships, one like pirate ship and one vampire ship and one evil vampire ship, and then these 2 twins go on one ship each and starts to get to know these people. And then it was like politics and different drama. There's a pirate school and different things happening, and it's very fun. It's adventurous. It's a bit dark and spooky, but some of the vampires are kind of nice. And then yeah, different things is happening, and I'm excited to read this 3rd one. Obviously this is kind of a reread. The first time I read it was like in 2011 or something, but I haven't read 4, 5 and 6 ever, so hopefully eventually I will actually get to read those so I'd finish the whole series. But yeah, this will be the next one, this one, the wheel, and I'm excited to read it. It's a bit of a chunker, but it's like 400 and something pages. It's a very fast read because of the way they're written. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. Now I want to read more Happiness, but then I'm gonna get really into this, so I can read more Happiness after. It was so good. Okay, I'm having a good time. Really glad I boost myself with these manga reads actually. And yeah, I'm gonna continue my scary readathon. Ah! Hello, it's now been a little while. I have eaten dinner, we went to get it, and it was like a storm and we almost died. But now I am done for the sprints for today. We were like 10.5 hours, so if you're not a patron, you're obviously missing out. I did finish my book. I was going to show you it. It's in the pile of other books, of course. Ah! And another book fell, but it's fine. Finished BOOKCLUB. Really enjoyed it, actually. A lot of things like happened in it that I did not remember. I feel like I remember 1 and 2 really well, and then this one was like, nope. And now it kind of ended really on a cliffhanger, and I remember I was very curious to see where we go, and I never got an answers. Will I read the next book soon? Probably not, but now I reread that one at least. And then I also managed to push in, wait, the other one fell on the floor, Happiness volume 5 and volume 6. And here came the part of the story that I didn't love the first time I read it. So far enjoying it a lot because I can now like appreciate that shift more, especially since I like read the first part of the story like so like soon before. So I can appreciate the shift more, and I'm curious to see like where the story would go for the last 4 volumes, because obviously I don't know. So next 2 is the only ones I read. So again, very curious, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I enjoy it. I think the parts I didn't like now more, and I ripped the cover when it fell, but it's fine. I also picked my next book in the wheel. I feel like the wheel videos are kind of useless since like I can't film at the same time as spinning. But either way, I got, as you might or might not see yet, Fantalen by Keigo Higashino. This is a Japanese crime novel, and it's translated into Norwegian. My professor that I had in Japanese translated this and made his own publishing company, which is why I bought it. And also I like Japanese crime books. I read some and I thought they were really interesting, or like mystery books, whatever you want to call it. I just put it in wheel, obviously, because it fit within genre for this. And I got it, and now I'm going to read another Norwegian book. I was just like, no, I don't want to read it now, but at the same time, I'm like curious about it, because I know it's quite famous. I think it has an English title as well, which I can check out later what it is. So like you can read it if you want to. I also think it's like number 3 in the series. So like, I don't know how that will affect it, but it's like the most famous one in the series. So again, curious, and that will be my first read tomorrow. So you see then. And one thing I can appreciate for this readathon is that most mysteries, etc., are short. I feel like I'm reading more than maybe what I really am. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, gonna go now and have Readathon live show in 23 minutes. So, see you. Okay, hello. This is like the most terrible you ever see me, but I just finished the Fantalen, which was the Norwegian book that was translated from Japanese. So it's really a Japanese book. And, oh, the lights became kind of better. And the English title is The Devotional Suspect X, just so you know. And it was amazing. I'm gonna make some pizza or eat some pizza. It was so good, like amazing, like almost, I don't know, I'm considering giving it a 5 stars because it starts out with this murder, and then obviously we investigate said murder because that's what we do in a detective book, and you don't know how it's gonna go, and I feel like just how the story was set up, amazing. And how like things unveiled, and I almost cried. It was so upsetting because our main character did so much, and I just don't have any words. Like, that is the kind of crime fiction I want to read if I was going to read them. I really don't like, that was really fast. I really don't like Nordic crime fiction, which is like super popular, obviously. But I feel like it's super popular not just here, because non-Norwegian people read. I need a bit more heat. They read Nesbø, and he's like the most popular one ever. And I don't really like his books that much. I've read like 7 of them, and I don't like them. They like don't really have any kind of plot twist and like fun stuff happening in them for me. This is the kind of crime fiction I would read. Like it just feels smarter for me. I'm not saying that Nesbø is not smart, by the way. He's probably much smarter than I am. Really sorry for all the beeping. But just the setup for this, the plot twist, I feel like I now need to make like a recommendation book for like Japanese crime fiction, because like the ones I read there and like what happens in those in comparison to other crime fiction books I read, it's just, they're so good. It was so good. And like I almost, as I said, cried. It was just amazing. And I just don't have words. It was so good. And this, here it was nice light. And now we get to the shaded light again, because filming on my phone is what we do in these days. I need to sit here for a bit. You can look at me spinning the thing for the next book. Here is some pizza leftovers. I need my glass because I'm gonna drink some water because I'm thirsty. Okay, I almost cried, and it was really, really great just to set up everything. Okay, so you just had a wheel. What one was No Gods, No Monsters, which is by Catherine Turnbull. He's the author of The Lesson, which is like lots of aliens. You want to see me pour? Do you want to be that fancy? It's like lots of aliens like staying in the islands outside the US. That was super weird. Very good. Should I talk while eating? That's probably not good. And then this is like, I think it's some kind of like police brutality happening because one of the kids is shot by the cops. And then I think it's like we're also creatures instead. So I'm curious to see what I would think of it. Before reading that though, I am reading 7 and 8 in Happiness, like I did yesterday. Soon done with that. And if I read this book, I read 5 books, I reached my goal, which is good. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm still not over the other one I read. I want to read more now in that series, or just in general. It was so good. I really loved it. Honestly, so happy for me. See you later. Okay, hello. So I finished Happiness Volume 7 and 8. That was really terrible showing of them. 7 and 8. Can I hold it up? Oh my god. And 8. This is where I haven't read anymore. I haven't read 9 and 10 before, so I don't know how it ends, as I know. I'm very curious to see what will happen. But now I need to read No Gods, No Monsters first, which I have. I didn't show you earlier, but I have it right here. So yeah, excited to see what this will have. I hope it's good. But yeah, Happiness is very sad. Everything is sad, but I'm very excited to see where it ends. I'm excited to read this, and then we will see if I bother reading more, because then it's like 15 books. I know that I read 10 mangas, but still 15 books. Okay, see you soon. So I finished No Gods, No Monsters. I feel like I didn't really understand everything. It was like smart book, and I'm not a smart person, but it is, as I said, like it seems like this boy was killed by police brutality, but it turns out that he was really a monster because he was a werewolf, and it turns out the monsters are real in this world. But there's not just one world, we have several worlds, and we have people visiting these worlds. And I was just like, wow, many different characters in different places. Some are creatures, some are not, experience this world and how it changes. And I didn't get it all because it was a bit small for me, but I care about the characters. I thought it was interesting. I liked it. I didn't love it. Like, it wasn't like Quaking in My Bones best book ever, but like it was still interesting and had a lot of good elements. It was well written, but I also do feel like some things went over my head, but that might just also be on me. But it was, I feel like a lot of the parts were like, it was really like complicated. It was written a bit like vague in a way. But yeah, I think I would give it like 3.5 out of 5 stars. So not terrible, not by any means. I did enjoy it, as I said. I just feel like it wasn't amazing, you know? Now I'm going to read the last 2 volumes of Happiness. It's curious to see what will happen. Also a bit scared. Yeah, gonna go and do that now. And you should see me soon. Hello. I think I forgot to say earlier, I finished Happiness. It was great, like, the ending, maybe a bit teary. It was really, really great to see to the end, like, how it ended up and everything. I thought it was, like, how else could it have had ended? I really enjoyed, like, the story arc overall, and, like, clearly could see, like, the bigger picture now, and enjoyed the part that I didn't enjoy as much more now. Yay, I'm so glad that you enjoyed this vlog on my phone. I'm gonna end it properly tomorrow with, like, my little wrap-up of 15 books, basically. If you count the mangas that you can count if you want to. Don't think I said, but yeah, I ended bridge earlier after 9 hours instead of like 10 and a half or whatever we were at, and watch What We Do in the Shadows with Erkan Oli the rest of the evening. My lasagna, which I filmed. Ow, I just punched myself. I also posted my haul, which was huge, and I'm gonna go to bed and wrap up this tomorrow morning. I don't know how to vlog the rest of the week because I don't have a camera, but this will just use my phone, which is, oh, I hate it. But yeah, good night, see you tomorrow. Okay, we are here the day after the refund has ended. Still on my phone, obviously, which is great. And I have tried to work with my paper, and I'm going to end this vlog to start a new one. And I have a cold dog beside me, so hopefully she will feel better soon. Look at her. There's a blanket on her, so hopefully she will not be cold anymore. Okay, so I did read this pile of books here for the readathon. Can I get them? Let's hope I don't lose them on the dog. I read all of these. Obviously, 10 of them are manga, so like I don't know how you recount it. And it was a great time. I feel I could have read one more book. I did spin the wheel one more time to see what I got. And I didn't really have anything against reading what I got. I just didn't feel like reading anymore. So there's that. Do I review? What do I do? How do I vlog? There's like a dog in a way. This is the wrong order. So I did start off with Ocean of the End of the Lane, which obviously was very enjoyable. I did like the atmosphere, etc. But I wasn't like blown away by it, but it was still like enjoyable, and I give like 4 to 5 stars. The illustrations really helped for how I felt. I didn't read Forest of Heaven, by the way. That was just lying there from the live show. Then I read The Lewis Man, which I enjoyed much more than I thought. I had forgotten that I actually quite enjoyed the first one in the series. And I like the atmosphere, I like the characters, I like the setting. Gigi's not shaking anymore, so I think a blanket really helped. Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was, and like it wasn't the worst crime detective book. Then I finally continued on Pirates, even though this was a reread in theory, but I read it in Norwegian for like 12 years ago, so I didn't remember a lot. And it had one of my favorite lines that I remember Lorcan said, not Logan, whatever I called him. And it was enjoyable. I think I gave it, what, 3 out of 5? 4 out of 5? Don't know. I will round it up to 4, but it's like 3.5. Then I read the best book for the weekend, which was obviously Fantal Hengivenhet, or The Devotion of Suspect X, which was amazing. I just loved the story. I loved how it all came together. I loved how brilliant they were. I loved everything, and I gave it actually 5 out of 5. It's more like 4.5, I would say, but I'm rounding it up to 5. It was truly amazing. Hope that I read the rest, or maybe that the translate the rest, just because then I would have matching editions of them. But like as a standalone, it's also amazing, and I'm really glad that my old professor chose this one to publish. Then I read No Gods, No Monsters, which I feel like was a bit too smart for me. I did enjoy it overall, but I didn't love it, and I enjoyed to see what was playing out, but I was also a bit confused by it. There's apparently a sequel coming, so I'm curious to see what that would be about, and I will definitely read that. And I do think that Caldwell has really interesting concepts and writes in a really well written way. That was the 5 books. And then for happiness, can I hold them all up? I was about to like find my phone, send a photo of Gigi to Erica, and I realized you are my phone, so that didn't help. Happiness is here, all the spines together, and now I can put them all in my shelf. I mean, after I film my October wrap up, and it was a great time to read them like this. I never read manga like this, like one after one another, without like long breaks in between, and I had a really good time. It was really good to see the story unfold like this. I appreciated it much more than the first time around, and it was really fun to see the last 2 volumes and how it concluded. Overall, loved it a lot, and like loved seeing the characters and where it all ended up, etc. So it was a great, I think, success of a readathon. I feel like again I could have read 1 or 2 more books, but after a while, when you read so much, you kind of just like, your brain is like, no. Even though in theory on the second day I only read 2 books. I read much less the second day. But yeah, it's just, you get exhausted, I guess. But yeah, look at Gigi. She's so cute right now. She's just chilling her best life. Oh, I love her. Okay, now I'm gonna end this vlog, start a new one on my phone apparently. You should see me in the next one soon. Leave a X emoji down below if you enjoyed this. Probably like an X, like when you get something wrong in a test emoji. I fully believe so. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching.